So we've drawn a box the regular way, the way we're kind of used to, where we started with the front of the box. That was represented by a rectangle, just like the one we see here. When you're making furniture in a room in one-point perspective, it's a good idea to know how to draw boxes that way, the way we just did, but also from the back of a 3D box, making that first and then drawing the front. So to start this off, we'll remember that this is the back of the box, and when we make our lines from each corner, or from each corner of the rectangle, these are going to be the corners of the box that, if this were in real life, they would be coming out towards us. So here I have a couple lines drawn, and I can decide how long I want this 3D box to appear in perspective by lining up my ruler with one of the sides of this box and pulling it away from the vanishing point. Because remember, we're making a box that appears to be larger in the front. So there's my first side. And now I'm going to make the top of it. So I'm going to drag it down away from the vanishing point, which is different from what we've done before. Usually we start with the front of the box and we drag our rulers back to the vanishing point. But this time, because we're making the closer part of the 3D box, we're dragging it away from the vanishing point. So here is the first two sides I'm drawing, and where these two end are going to be where I make my new rectangle, the one that represents the front of the box. So draw this across, and then I can finish it by making a vertical line that makes this front rectangle. To make it look see-through, you line up your vanishing point, and if you've drawn it right, this should line up with the corner you drew. So that would be making a box from the back end, making your corners coming out towards you, and then making your larger rectangle, the front end of the box, as a last step. Now this becomes helpful when you want to make something like a shelf that comes out from the wall in a room. So I'll just give you an idea about how this would work. Say you want a shelf that in real life would go all the way back to this wall, this rectangular wall, but would be on this wall here, so it would be in perspective. So the shelf is going to be a little higher up on the wall, and I'm going to make it start here and just make something that's not too thick. So this will be the back of a box, which will end up looking like a shelf. So I have my end of the shelf, which is touching this big rectangular wall. And from here, I'm going to build it so that it appears to come closer to me in the room, like this. So I'm making all my corners. They're all going to have lines that start at that first little box I made and go away from the vanishing point, but in a direction that points to the vanishing point. So now you can decide how you want to break it off. If I wanted to show the end of this shelf, if I didn't want it to continue on outside of the picture, then I'm going to bring my ruler from the bottom of the first box I drew and drag it away from the vanishing point, just like I did with that box I did on the other piece of paper. And just make sure to follow the lines from the bottom of the box, which is this one, to this one. And then, because this shelf is it's not going to be see-through, I'm just going to make it solid, I'll erase that stuff in there for now. Then, to make the other ends of this this box in perspective, or this shelf, I'm going to line up my ruler this way, drag it over away from the vanishing point, and connect with a vertical line the two lines that started with this box in the back and ended, or going to end with this box here, this larger one.